Hey there, welcome to Worth It Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we send a principle worth learning, a question worth answering, and a recommendation worth taking. Today's principle is actually something that I heard my pastor at my church say a couple weeks ago in his message. He said, "Obsession smothers wisdom." And that just hit me like a semi truck because I think that in many ways, especially growing up, I have a very obsessive personality. And I often see that many of the leaders that we work with share that same personality trait, that they have this capacity and this ability and this propensity to become obsessive. And here's what I mean by obsessive. Throughout my life, and certainly in my 20s, there would be certain fascinations or ideas or projects or people or even businesses that would just grip me to such a degree that I would become so single mindedly focused on that thing with such outrageous intensity that it was almost like I would ignore everything else. I became outrageously focused on this one thing at the expense of all the other things. And that's what we're talking about whenever we talk about obsession. And here's what's crazy, looking back at my life, that was celebrated. We live in a culture and we live in a world that in so many ways we celebrate obsession. We celebrate single-minded focus because single-minded focus often creates disproportionate results. But here's the deal. Just because it's celebrated doesn't mean that it's right. Let's go one step further. Just because obsession is celebrated doesn't mean obsession is healthy. Because think about the principle for a second. Obsession smothers wisdom. Proverbs 1:7 says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Now, we've talked about this before on here. Fear in that context is not to be terrified, it's to be in deep-seated awe, reverence, and respect. And here's the deal: when you become single-mindedly focused on anything and you're not recognizing that that created thing came from a creator, you're making that thing the main thing, you are now drifting way off the path that you were created for, and therefore you're abandoning wisdom. I've heard Tim Keller say that wisdom is competence with the regard to the realities of life. Let's say it again. Wisdom is competence with regard to the realities of life. And so when we become so outrageously, disproportionately obsessed with anything, it can be a person, it can be a project, it can be a business, and we make that thing the main thing, or let's go one step further, obsession is when we make that thing the only thing. Well, it smothers wisdom because you are now operating at odds with reality, because at reality is that it's not just one thing. Reality is that there's other people, there's other priorities, there's other things that, because you're attending so deeply to this thing, you can't attend to those things. You're abandoning your health, you're abandoning relationships that really matter, you're abandoning responsibility, you're abandoning your community because you're so obsessed with that thing. And then because you've ignored everything else with regard to what's going on in your life, you just completely become isolated and cut off, and you smother wisdom. And so what do we need to do? We need to guard against unhealthy obsession. And I had someone the other day, I posted something related to this on LinkedIn, and someone asked me, okay, what's the line between addiction and healthy obsession? Think about that phrase, healthy obsession. Those two words don't go together. Addiction is wanting more and more of something that works less and less. I love that definition of it. And I think it's directly connected to this idea of obsession. The two go hand in hand. And so the idea that you could ever find healthy obsession where that thing becomes the only thing or the main thing, it's incorrect. Don't worship the things that are created, worship the creator, and out of that, enjoy the created. Obsession smothers wisdom.